This is Rich Voltz with the Illinois Association of School Administrators, and this is another in our series of using applications on an iPad to do classroom walkthrough observations and teacher evaluations. The one we're going to talk about today is Soundnote. Soundnote on my iPad, as you're looking at it, is in the third row, third column. And so as the other applications, what you would do is you would go to the App Store, and once you get to that App Store, you're going to search for Soundnote, and you can get that on the App Store. You can see it's already installed on mine. I believe it's a $4.99 application. So you would install this application on your iPad, and then it would come up as you can see on my screen. Now what you might want to do with your screen is do similar activities to what I'm doing. This particular page on my iPad are my favorite administrator apps. So you could divide your screens into like administrative apps used for classroom observation or teacher evaluation purposes, or really you could hold down on any of the apps. You could put apps together that are similar, which then puts them into a folder, like in this case, the iPad names it productivity, and you might want to name it like teacher evaluations or whatever you want to name it, and then that becomes a folder that you would have. Now I'm going to go back into this folder and I'm going to take these apps out because I really don't want them in a folder like that. But you may decide to do it, and that's how you put different apps in a particular folder and then just open the folder. So the app that we're talking about now is this app Soundnote, which now is in the first column in the fourth row. And when you get this app, what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new blank document to see so you can see what it looks like. Now in this particular case, Soundnote was originally made for college students. So whatever you put in the title here, by the way, is what it gets saved as. So in this particular case, since I'm in Chicago today, preparing for the III, we'll just call this Chicago Teacher Observation. Again, whatever you call it, that's what it ends up being. So the interesting thing about this app is you can see just above the word Chicago that I've typed, there's a record button. So as I touch that record button, you can see it changed to a stop button, and now we have a counter that's going. So when you are doing this classroom observation or walkthrough or whatever you would call it, you would be making notes. And what's kind of nifty about this situation is recording is happening behind the notes. So I'm taking notes here, and at the same time we are recording the audio. Now what is nifty about this, after some time, if you complete the observation, you could come back to this spot in this app and actually hear what was recorded when you were writing. Now you could see how college students would like this, because as they're taking notes in a class, if they don't take complete notes or whatever, they can always come back to that spot and then listen to the instructor again. Now for our case, we have a very difficult time when we go in to do teacher observations of getting all that's happening in the class. When we are writing, then it's very difficult to watch. So what this allows you to do is to write less maybe, and then come back later on and watch. So what has been happening, we have been recording this sound or this audio at the same time that we're writing into this particular application. And then I could go back and I could touch any part, and when I touch that part, I'm going to stop talking because you're going to hear what I was saying during that time period. Time, if you complete the observation. Okay, and then I could go up to a different time. I'm taking notes here. And just jumping around to whatever particular point that I was making the recording. Now, the other good thing about it is in the Danielson system, or in really any scripting system, you're noting the time period, and this gives you a time, actual time stamp, not the particular point in time of the day, but gives you the time stamp for when the recording was occurring when you were writing this information down. And also, this particular application gives you the ability to actually write on this as well, and be able to write with a pen or your pencil or your finger to write on the notepad as well. So this application is Soundnote, and I think it would have a good application for doing teacher evaluations or walkthroughs, as well as the other applications that we have used in this series of using technology on an iPad to record classroom walkthroughs or teacher evaluations. Hope you've enjoyed this segment, and this is another application you might try using to do this work in the building.